Moments ago, we witnessed history. On the anniversary of their 2008 title, the City of Champions can call themselves the winningest franchise in basketball. After so much heartache for this group and 7 seasons together, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, these Celtics, they are champions. Alongside Stephen A. Smith, Bob Myers, Julius Randle, I'm Malika Andrews, and I turn to you, our Hall of Famer, our resident historian, Michael Wilbon.
That just means I'm old, Malika.
Well, it means that you have been in this building and seen 4 of the 18 titles that the Boston Celtics have now won. So can you put into context this group's place in NBA history?
You know, literally just thinking about that, having sat through some of those other series and those great champions. And you know what? When those teams, some of the greatest teams of all time, particularly the '86 Celtics, which we celebrated with the late Bill Walton's passing just a couple of weeks ago with Bird and Parrish and McHale and Dennis Johnson and Danny Ainge. It was a top-heavy league, and Bob, stop me if you disagree. It was a top-heavy league then. This team's greatness is a little different as we look forward because there's so many great players. And I believe more great teams. See, this is the challenge. I know Stephen A. and I disagreed earlier. It's a great conversation to have about whether we think they can go on a run of championships. And I'm like, okay, they're great. But Denver, where are they going? Oklahoma City, they going anywhere? Dallas, are they leaving? You know, there's some teams, you know, if the Knicks stay healthy, I'm just going to suppose the 76ers wind up with, Paul George going forward. Minnesota, like, you didn't have that many teams that were a serious threat when some of those Celtics teams won, even though they were, my goodness, I am not a prisoner of the moment. I am not going to sit here and declare that this team is better than the '86 Boston Celtics or some of the Russell teams that I was a tiny, tiny little kid to see. But you know what? It's like a battle royale. And they have to battle a whole lot of people in the ring to get through it. And so I think as we go forward, Malika, and we see them try to defend this next year, think of all the people, Julius, they're going to have to fight off, including you guys just up the road. There's a lot. There's so many great players and so many really serious contenders in the league now, I believe, more than ever.
But this feels like, Bob, and you can speak to this more than I can, you built a 4-time champion juggernaut in the Golden State Warriors. This team, as Doris Burke touched on just a few moments ago, feels like the model of what teams need to be now. You give them time, and they are able to achieve this.
Well, they went about it the long road, Malika. They took the long road. A lot of Eastern Conference Finals, a lot of heartbreak at 22. And you love seeing perseverance rewarded. You love seeing allowing for that time. We're a pretty impatient society. Ownership, Brad Stevens, Joe Mazzulla, they went through a coaching change. They went through some big trades. A lot of people thought when they traded Marcus Smart that wasn't a good idea. They ended up with Drew Holiday, Porzingis, getting Derek White when they did. But that's what it takes to win a championship. You got to press all the right buttons. And you know, it's listening to you wax poetic. I guess in this city, it's a big deal, right? It's a huge deal. They are now the 18th. It's their 18th banner. They lead everybody. But this team, if you're going to pick a team, this is a great Celtics team.
Yes,
I don't know what you know as far as who they would beat, but they did it the whole year, and that's where you willingly say you guys earned it, you deserve it, and they got it, and they did it in emphatic fashion.
They did it in emphatic fashion, and they deserve their kudos. At the beginning of the last season, training camp, actually, all of us was talking about the Celtics going to win the championship. We jumped off the bandwagon because we saw the way that Kyrie and Luka was flowing, not recognizing the fact that Boston had size at every position. I know I picked the Mavs because I didn't think Porzingis would be available, but that's neither here nor there. Here's the bottom line. The best team won. The best team all season long has won. So when Wilbon asked the question, where are these other teams going? Well, damn it, home. That's where they went. Okay, Minnesota went home. OKC went home. Dallas just got sent home. Indiana went home. Now, my Knicks were injury plagued, but they still went home. So we got to look at Boston. And here's where you got to pay attention to them. The youth that they have on their side in Tatum and Brown. What's spectacular about that is that Tatum was in his 5th conference finals. Brown was in the 6th conference finals. This is their 2nd time in the NBA finals. It's not like they're at the party for the first time. They were knocking on the door, knocking on the door, knocking on the door for years. And the fact that you now kick down the door and you still have that youth at your disposal with your greatness, there is no reason why to look at the Boston Celtics and we can't sit up there and say, oh, we expect a couple of more titles from them before all is said and done.
Yeah, well, Stephen A., I'm not going to sit here and say I expect a couple more times.
You're not supposed to.
I'm still playing,
right.
but yeah, I mean, like I said, credit to them. Like from the very beginning of the season, like you said, they were picked to be favorites, and they came in and they got the job done. Like, I don't care who you say they had to go through, who they had to play. Mike, like you said, the league is way more balanced, and everybody has a shot. And they came in from the very beginning of the season on a mission. They got the job done. So you got to give them credit. Next year, hopefully, we can stop that.
And I think they deserve more credit because of the league being what it is.
Sure.
So, Stephen A., for all those teams to go home and them to still be standing is more impressive than just beating 2 or 3 teams in a top-heavy time. I think it speaks to
which is why I can expect them to do it again, but hopefully not.
Well,
stop it,
I think what's impressive is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are going to get better.
Yeah.
They're not getting worse. They're going to get better. And so that's where if you think they can make a run, Holiday, Horford, some of these other guys, I don't know. But those guys are going to get better.
This is the best part of our jobs, watching these moments, the best players in the world. On behalf of our entire NBA Countdown crew, thank you.